Gotta make sure all the fluff is stuffed. Stuff the fluff. Is anybody out there? That's alright, I'm used to talking to myself on the internet. I've done it over 2,800 times. I wonder what the exact amount is. If I could find an exact account of every video I've ever done. I wonder how many videos out of those nobody has ever seen. They probably scrubbed them off the servers because I don't perform. I'm not a performer. My name's Marge. I'm a heel grandpa. I just like having talks because it's the only way I could connect to people really is I talk on here, and if anybody that's of any sort of a frequency in alignment to me, I'll come across your FYP. There I be. Like attracts like. So, anyway, there's another moon today. Pisces something or other. All the days are the same to me. Sometimes things happen within the day. Events will bring occasions, and then the occasions, I get to choose a frequency on them. Like calamity, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have felt like I felt the last 7 years, and now I don't feel that way anymore. Now it's a whole group of other people's their turn to feel, and then how do they get through it, and what kind of character are they going to be on the other side? Are they going to be better for it, or are they going to be worse off from all the toils and all the trials and tribulations that life brings? Avoidance isn't the goal here. I never understood life to be that was the concept, is just to create a life where you hide away from all the things that are bothersome and troublesome. I thought it was just to build yourself to be of a certain stature and a certain character that no matter what happens in life, you can face these and carry grace in your heart to do so. That means facing things not from a place of fear and anger. And so many, I did it for years. I'm trying to make up for it. I'm sorry for being so mad. The only thing I can do different is not live that way anymore. In whatever situation I meet, I don't want to bring them the wars that I've lived through in my present moment. Hey Tanya, what's up? Hope you're good. I'm glad you got a new phone. You got a new email. I had to get a new phone. It took me 12 hours. I lost access to my VA app and my bank app. But I don't care because I could just call my bank and get my balance. But I was right in the middle of getting my hearing test benefits. But lucky for me, if you get your personal medical records, like I did for my hearing test, like got it from the hearing doctor, that's the best part about it all being like outsourced. I just figured this out, is that I made like 5 copies of that sucker. So when I uploaded my hearing test, I took a picture of it and I went to claims and accusations. It's an A word. Anyway. And you're not even dealing with your local VA system, so you're circumventing the stupid cousins altogether. And you upload your proof, your medical records directly to them. Okay, cool, that's dope. You still have my email address, Straight People Like Rainbows 2 at gmail.com. And so, I just thought of something. Anyway, okay, so if you upload directly to Wisconsin. That's the website in Wisconsin. I'm circumventing because what I figured out, I'm like, man, the PA, she's real nice to me, but she doesn't go over my labs with me. Like, she doesn't, like, and then I figured out, oh, Marge, she's doing that thing where she's just pacifying you. She's a gatekeeper too. She don't want me to get 100% disability because my time at that clinic is over. Then they're not going to get funds allocated for my ass. I had an appointment in April for blood labs and go see her, and I canceled it because I quit drinking soda. I reduced my sugar. I even quit smoking weed. So, like, by that terms, I should be getting better in my blood if I'm doing things to make myself healthier by cutting out sugar a lot. I can't quit sugar. I can't. I won't. I make margables. And so, because the last time I went in, I was like, okay, now really, what do I need to do to get my hearing test? Because I'm losing my hearing. What do I need to do to get this benefit that I've earned from losing my hearing, from serving my country, for going to bullshit made up wars and all this nonsense? What do I get? Pay me for at least my acting part, for shit's sake. And then she's like, well, have you talked to the VSO? I said, fuck you with that. I didn't say fuck you with that. But I learned from Salem that the VSO is its own bros club. And all they do is pass paper around on my social security number on my behalf. And they never, it's just, it's a system that's designed to fail. And so load your medical records directly to the Wisconsin site, and you still have, see, what happened with my losing access is the two-part authentication that I never wanted anyway. Back when they started this, I said, one day I'm going to be locked out of an app that I need, but oh well, because they're not going to figure out why my phone number broke and why I don't get my little code no more. And you don't call an IT people that you're talking to a competent IT person. You're calling somebody that graduated from high school 10 years ago, and they have a script in front of them, and that script says, if somebody calls and they have this problem, read this, and then they read it. And they don't actually know how to solve any problems. And see, my mind does because of my background, and I just see what I'm dealing with, and then I just work around. So when I did upload my medical records directly to claims in the VA system and circumvented my local they're all a bunch of stupid cousins. They all get paid because I served in a war, and they have no concept of all of the bullshit that I had to do that just for a college degree, while they sit back in a job that they got because of who their jefe or their grandma or who their uncle was. And they're all friends to Epstein, and they suck anyway because they let that monstrosity happen for 5 presidents, maybe longer. Like, they allowed that. The state gave him a freaking ambulance, and man, they set that guy up. So, just based on that, I don't think New Mexico's probably going to have to change its name, because I don't know if it's ever going to redeem itself from that shit. Anyway, so I got a letter back from the VA saying, hey, we got your submission to claims. If you want to send physical evidence, send it to this address in Wisconsin. And so I have my actual hearing test, because when I went in and when I got access to it, I went in and printed up like 5 copies of it. And then, so I could divvy it out to whoever needed it to prove that I deserve what I get. And people just look at it and be like, oh, okay, put it in the trash can. And they don't channel anything, because they don't care if I get my benefits. They don't care if I get what's owed to me. They only want what's owed to them, you know? It's just weird. I never lived in a place so far stuck in the past as here. It's like I keep going back farther in time every time we move. And this place is the pastiest past. Like, when I first moved here, it was like 1993. That's what it was like. And it's grown so much since in the last 5 years. It's kind of funny. All because people don't want to ask questions. All because people wake up and they live in the same loop. They just live the same day they did yesterday, and then tomorrow they'll wake up and they'll do the same thing. They won't ever question anything. They won't ever wonder why. And then, before you know it, dude, this country looks like a bumbling, the whole country looks like a bumbling fool, because that's what our representation is an old madman. An old narcissist. An old, don't you know who I am? Do as I say, not as I can't do. The whole country's laughing at America right now. I'm laughing at America. I gotta laugh. If I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry because of this Pisces energy. I've been like sad because like this country was never supposed to be this way. Emily Pike, Emily Pike, Emily Pike. People are supposed to be safe on the streets, and they ain't never been. And ever since I grew up, I was exposed to my first video of frickin' them snuff films and stuff when I was like 13, 14, 15. Stuff like that. And it's always existed. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's gross. And I said, I'm going to go outside and play because I don't want to be around this, and I don't want to hang out with people that watch stuff like this. And then those movies like Faces of Death, came out, and then like you see everybody's talking about it at school. I don't know. You guys talk about it. I don't want to see stuff like that happen to monkeys. I heard it, and that was like, I don't want evil stuff, because I know evil exists, because I was touched by the hand of evil when I was a 10-month-old baby. And then all this stuff was coming out, and and all these transhumans and stuff. Transhumanism, I look at it as that's something different. That's what that's what they did to me. Like, my family is Epstein stuff. It's not just the Epstein files, it's any vibrational frequency that's going to turn over to a little baby and do weird stuff to it as a 10-month-old baby. Just allow it to happen. To be, and then I saw a TikTok yesterday, and this kid, man, he wrapped it up. I saved the TikTok. I'm sure I shared it, because he explains why. The why. He answers the why. Because they have, like, Jesus Christ, blood sacrifices, stuff like that. Thanks, I'm good. Stuff like that. But nobody ever explains why. And it's not clones. That's what they do. My brother did it. My brother's not the same person. He was always dastardly. I have pictures of him when he's 5 years old, like, controlling the dog that wasn't out of control, but he was choking the dog, and the dog's up on his feet. And now, like, who he is now, it's weird. I just read, I didn't know I had any of his will. I have a will of his that he wrote in 2010. That was right before he met his handler. I'm not in his will anymore. And he writes up his own shit. He just, because he's a lawyer, he wrote up his own divorce. Like, they save themselves a lot of money becoming DIY. But what he didn't learn from me is that how to not drink alcohol. He never learned that from me. And now that I see that it's got him. It's got him. It's got him. Because he's one of those that when they do show pictures of him online, he's always got a beer in his hand now. But they don't. But it's the parents that post always on vacation with glasses of wine and he didn't learn from me. He didn't pick up. Like, I went to AA for 14 years because we shouldn't drink alcohol. Dad's an alcoholic, grandpa is it's all in our bloodline, and it makes people do terrible things, and he didn't learn from it. And now he might have taken my life in a way that, like, because I thought I was gonna go have this career. What God showed me is my career is to show people how to take care of mom on nothing. Like, that's my whole career, is be like, you did all this for yourself and you can't do nothing for nobody else in life ever. Like, look at all the people in trouble in the world. And even I was thinking about that. I said, I've always talked about, I said, people do what they do to get through the things that they need to get through, and then they stop doing those things. And I did the same thing for years. 7 years I made, like, religiously, like, we didn't have next to nothing, and I said, but I gotta make these cookies and I gotta give them to people and give them to other people and make them feel better. Like, I gotta do charitable acts. I did all this stuff, side stuff, little side gigs and stuff here for free, just to give more of myself than I was taking from the world. And that sustained me and mom and carried us through a place that we're comfortable in life. Like, we're comfortable. Whether it's 20 degrees outside or 85. In here is a constant. That's because mom taught me how to be consistent within myself. We go to war because people are in conflict within themselves. They go back and forth, and then they feel all this, and then they take all this that they feel out there, and then they meet somebody else that feels all this, and then spark. I don't even understand the mentality of people gathering in large groups in this era. There's about to be 6, 7 planets in Aries. Aries is the god of war. Now, I interpret that different because I live as an Aries and I've gone to war. So my perception is, you want to avoid never, because you're not just, when you drop bombs, that's what these archons or whatever, these things, you're not just dropping bombs. I'm getting a massage. That's it. And I don't do birthday plans. I'm not doing that no more. That was more stuff I got because I had so much angst because I was so scared of losing all my dogs. Luda's still here. She's happy. She'll go when she wants. She wanted to be an only dog her whole life. So she's just riding it. She waited for the stinky boys to go to heaven so she could just be the only dog. And so she's perfectly content. So it's always on their time. I never get to make anybody's life longer. I just get to make it comfortable enough. And if they're so comfortable, maybe they'll want to stay. I've been getting massages, like, even when it was cold, I started getting massages, like, twice a month. And, like, the day I had Tucker put down, I had a massage. Like, I got it, because I thoughts turn into vibrational frequencies in your body. And then gases build up. I don't pop my knuckles, but that's gases and stuff. And inflammation is just built up thoughts that are hung up in people's body that they never move out. So I'm actually, this is like, it's kind of funny because I keep thinking, this camera is really actually flattering. I think I have that, I'm starting to think I got that body dysmorphia thing. So I'm going to use my energy in other ways. Because at this point, everybody should be the best version of themselves on planet Earth, right? Because everybody has all the spiritual tools and they just went out and picked it up. I love this necklace. I'm really falling for this necklace. It's funny, I watched this movie yesterday about turtles. Like, I went and brushed my teeth. I was listening to this dude, Robert Phoenix, and I need to brush my teeth. I'm like, ugh. But like that, spit it out as the dude in my ear is talking about having a bad taste in my mouth. Like that's where the synchronicity's at right now. But I watched this movie yesterday called A Turtle's Tale, Sammy's Adventure. I never seen it. I never heard of it. It was in 2010. In 2010, I was resolving to my life being different, of a family and all that. Like, I knew that wasn't, and I still gave it one more go because that's what shortly after I started dating Shannon, and we. Now she's dating dude that is into and now likes NASCAR, and I was like, see, you were much happier living that experience because you would have never ended up here with me. So I watched this Turtle's Tale. Stanley even liked it. He was all over the screen. I'm like, dude, are you a Pisces? A cat that's a fish. That would be funny. And then I found a picture of my old picture of my friend Jill. I was still 30. Something. Wait, 2007. 53. I hate numbers. Yeah, so I was like 33. And so I said this to my friend Jill yesterday. I said, I just found this picture. This is 19 years ago. She's been through a lot since then, too. And she's like, I just got to Cancun. And I was like, that's dope. I'm like hanging out in the ocean on TV, and she's about to hang out in the ocean in real life. I was like, go to Tulum. I hope I make it back to Tulum again with my head now. Because I didn't appreciate it as much as I was there back in 2011. Tulum's a great place. I've been to a lot of really dope places on Earth. Mount Shasta. I broke my tailbone on Mount Shasta. Dude, one night when I was in Patrick's Point, Eureka, Northern California. Eureka is where Sublime, Bradley. I could have seen Bradley before he died, and I didn't. I saw Shannon before he died, lead singer of Blind Melon. I saw Michael Hutching before he died, lead singer of NXS. Music has always been significant to me because it's an escape. It helps me be someplace else other than this reality that I'm supposed to be living. And I live the dumb reality. The military is such. Tony, do you see what I mean when I say that Hollywood and Washington D.C. we're all paid actors to get the world to believe that in this pretend brand that was made by Uncle Sam, and now Uncle Sam is like an Epstein guy. My first album, Michael Jackson was not too far off from my first album. I was probably top 3, but my first was yeah. And we're the other veterans that. But they're so excited because they get to play with guns in the street. But all it takes is that spark. And they hate, dude. I listen to Sloan Bella a lot, and then because her man is Aries. And I'm like, and he talks about how men like him trigger women like me. And I'm like, no, I trigger men like him because I'm like, dude, you're a pedo. She was a girl off the street, and you made her your house wench. And then you bred her. Was that for her best interest or for all stroking that ego, And now they're not even married anymore because he couldn't be man enough to freaking set them up financially for life, and she's still working and busting. But she would work even if she was given that life, you know what I mean? But like... whatever. I guess we're just in a big old But were you? But see, I noticed I started getting angry 5 years after in '08, a year after, 2 years after I got out. And then I figured out it was the vaccines. It was I'm like it's the I said it fried my endocrine like, and I'm legitimately like Prince Andrew says that he is, where I don't sweat. No, I really don't sweat. Like, I perspire, and I have a lot of metal in me, and I stink. I have body odor a lot. That's why I gotta stay clean. And people are like, you can smell demons on people. I'm like, no, you can smell toxins in people. It doesn't mean people just get carried away with stuff. Like, this creates toxins in you. I think I'm done with tattoos. I don't know if I'd ever get into any more tattoos anymore. There's a day of sandstorm. Well, I just saw my first sandstorm the other day, like 3 days ago, and I'm always looking at the weather, and there was no forecast, and I'm like, I'm laying here, and I'm hearing like racket, I'm hearing wind, I'm hearing power lines swinging, I'm hearing things, and so I'm hyper vigilant. I get up, I go see what I'm hearing, and I'm like, I go outside, and there's this cloud of dust coming across the mesa. And I'm just like, I'm glad I see, because it's dust. You never saw orange air before? See, you get what I mean when I say that we're a third world country and we're gonna get. Dude, you know how they said a meteor just fell in Ohio? I don't think that was a meteor. I think it was a rocket. Because explain to me how rocks land on Earth through the firmament, but we can't get out in rocket ships. No, they're freaking. People don't get that, how close we are to people that have things that are capable of doing things, because America's not. America's not, unless they're all a bunch of paid actors too. But I mean, we grew up. Too many people grew up. Yeah, because you were there. I mean, military intelligence is an oxymoron for people that believe in it. You know, all these people think that like it's gonna extend the life of their wiener if they carry their AR 14, 15, whatever your little pews are. Like, that shit don't make men. That, like, being at home taking care of your family, that's what makes men. That is not protecting nothing. That is stroking egos. It's so silly. All of it. The little 5-9ers in their freaking lifted rigs, all made up of plastic 3D printed parts. It's amusing to me. You just watch people, they just rev up until they just pop. Till they wrap this shit around a pole, and then their mom gets the call, and then their mom cries. Because you didn't teach your little boy how to meditate, how to keep his cool. No, he matches his manatee with revved up and go. And guess what? Last year, America, the government, spent $4 billion on male enhancement drugs that clearly didn't work. That's a lot of dudes that can't get it up. $4 billion on Viagra. Are you serious? That's what this country's turned into. Oh no, but then you got those, I don't need that. But what are you thinking about? Violent things, gross things, war, your gun? I worked with these guys. America's no better off because meatheads have hundreds of guns in their arsenal. I never had an issue. I never needed a pill to satisfy a woman. Ever. Not once. Never. And they hate me for that. They look at me at the store and they're like, this bitch. And then they catch their wife looking. And I'm like, no.
Don't look at me, because I'm not looking at you. When I was in AA, I didn't like to sponsor women because I always had more of the masculine energy, and men sponsor men and women sponsor women. And one time this girl was like, I want to leave my husband and be with you. I was said, you're a dumb, goofy newcomer. You're weird. Like, no. I don't play that way. I've dated women. I'm the guinea pig. I'll be like, either you date me and you'll never want to be with another woman again because I'll break it for you. I'll fix it. Then you go get your D. Go get it, because if that's all that he's worth, go get it, because it ain't gonna last. So get it while you can. And then I'll go to the store with you and I'll help you find toys that'll compensate for him. Yeah, no more dating for me. I've never been a dater my whole entire life. I tried, it's like fitting, trying stuff on, an outfit. Nah, this is for me. No. It's like when they made me wear the rainbow dress at that Freemason thing they made me just go be a part of. Nah. Yeah, go to early direction. That's what I'm trying to live for, and other people like that, but you still got the conferences in Sedona, the real true believers. They get to. So anyway, we're a third world country now because we scoured the earth and lands in other places. So America's trash now because we walked into other people's houses and shat on their floor. So now everybody in America just shots everywhere. They feel like, because, well, that's what America does. You go over there, you shit on their floor. You go here, you just shit wherever you want. And why can't every city and every town just just make it more comfortable for the people at the bottom? Just instead of making it uncomfortable for everyone, make it comfortable for the people at the bottom. So what this dude on TikTok was talking about is why they do the blood harvesting rituals. It's for soul transfer. That's why. It's from transferring the soul. Like that movie Fallen. I never watched it. It creeped me out. I remember Lib watched it one time. And I looked it up and I was like, no, because that stuff is real too much. And so, but it's that soul transfer, so they take the life so that they can have the life that they want. So it's premeditated. It's premeditated. And so what I ordained to do is, instead of going with my ego, because if I went with my ego, I probably wouldn't be alive right now, because it would have shattered. Like, how come I can't do what I want to do? But all I want to do is take care of mom, because I live from my heart. And I've been proving this for years and years and years and years and years, because people that pretend like they care, they can only pretend for like 10-15 minutes, and then they'll just quit talking to you. They don't want to know you because they know that you are invested in things that they aren't, or that they act like they have all the energy, but they really don't. People that are always just living that best life, like, never inconvenience themselves. So it's bizarre. Ew. How I'm starting to see things. Ooh, where's my coffee? Here it is. But what was I talking about? So yeah, that's why they never look the same. My brother don't look the same. I have pictures of him from when he was a kid, if they did the comparison now, like scars and stuff, or, my brother's one of them Freemason, but just like I'm not, he will never get like the level of prestige. He probably is holding off retirement because he never wants anybody. I was at his promotion ceremony. So, like, people that he everybody knows I exist, but nobody knows, like, why would you throw your own mom and why would you not help your own mom and sister find a place to live during COVID when there's fire? Like, you're so mad about stuff that when people are so mad about stuff that happened when they're a kid, they're still living at the same mentality of what they were when they were a child. And he was a dastardly dude. So either he tells people I'm dead in his world, like he literally I don't have a, or we just don't exist. But he can't hide from his past. He can't. Especially with his daughter, and if he's drinking, he's gonna see my face in his daughter's face. It's how genetics work. And I hope he never does to her what he did to me. And he never did nothing weird pervy. He's not like no, he just was heavily abusive. And after basic training, use what he learned in basic training on top of 3-4 years of training he had in wrestling, and he went to state, and he used all that training and he used it on me. And that was the day that my brother taught me that all men were evil. That all men have that in them. That all men can hurt you. If my own brother can, that ain't nothing stopping no stranger on this planet. And I've been protecting myself ever since. He used to say things to me like, you know why I give you such a hard time, Marge? I give you a hard time because I want you to know how hard the world is. And what the world is going to throw at you. And then I always thought, well, people have free will. They don't have to treat me that way. You know, if somebody came out and said, hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you never mess with this bitch again, will you take it? Oh, yeah, sure. They don't got to take the $1,000. They don't got to be the part of the energy in my chart that says ostracization, gets ignored a lot, people think you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. They don't have to be like them. They just use their free will to be more like them. So I'm good with being by myself. I got all kinds of creative ideas. I just trying to figure out what I want to do next with it, I guess. I guess I should try and find a lender, I guess. I don't know. It's spring. I do this every year because I'm born in spring. So it's like I thrust into life. So I want to thrust myself into the new year because it's the true new year is spring. I hate the rest of the world that lives where the calendar is all that holidays, sports, entertainment, all of it is just no place. So I want a place where I can find and grow my own garden. I want a garden. I want to put my hands in the dirt and I want to make my own tomatoes. And then what I want to do is I want to make sauces, and then I want to use my frequency program and infuse my frequency into the sauces, my healing frequencies. I just explained this to the dude the other day. I do it with my I want to just make candy. I just want to take everything extra that I have and then give it and then have my own little pantry. Food pantry. You know, and just have my own little spot in the world. And if people want to come to Taos and be a part of it, that's cool. I ain't if I want to travel, I can remember that time I got to see whales in the moonlight at Patrick's Point, or I was on Crete. And I went down to the monastery where all the gods walked the earth. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I lost my chat. a few weeks. See, I watch Amish people and stuff like that, and uh, where they're like, this guy put a potbelly stove. See, I have a place where I can have my starting. I found a place that has a pot. It has like its own bat cave. You drive into the garage, and then like it has a 5-star garage for like 5 cars. And it has a potbelly stove, and then it has a place for my 3D printer. It has a place for my label makers, my sign makers, because I want to help the poor kids make their signs to protest. Like hey, if you want to do it pro, and then we're going to talk about the law books that they need, and maybe have a local public defender come down and tell people where they need to go, because you just need to know about the law. You don't got to practice it. It's a lot more. See, because I've been studying law ever since I figured out, like, because it's interpretation. It's interpretation. And see, it doesn't matter what the interpretation of law is if the interpreter is a pervert. Like, your interpretation is out the window. If you're an abusive man to your sister and mother, like, your whole legal career that you have built your whole life is already over, because you are not a creditable man. You could not even help your fucking retarded sister find a place to live. You couldn't be bothered because you're that important guy. Like, people have to meet themselves one day. They will. I meet myself. I cried at the phone store the other day because I saw this nose on some lady. Because my mom was born and not raised in Cuesta, and I'm surrounded by people that couldn't step up to help take care of her when she was a baby. And I explain that to people. And they're like, what? Oh, we take care of our family. No, you take care of the family that you like. You take care of the family that you want to like you. So, anyway, I'm just going to make my own place and then, like, meet people on the internet. And if we jive, they can come vibe, and then they could go venture around Taos, because people love freaking coming here. I thought about having, like, my own one time, because I love throwing parties. I love organizing. I was Toto at Offutt Air Force Base. It's all about production support and managing and flow, and so regulating. I was the hazardous waste freaking custodian for Offutt Air Force Base too. I counted for every MSDN in production support, and like I had to track down one from Texas because Offutt had its own little one solitary fuel source that was piped all the way from Texas to Nebraska for one office, because that's what the Bros Club does. That's like it's let's see how much money we can waste on shit that don't matter, and then we'll tell the women there ain't enough for them. It's so weird what this world is, and they buy into it. So they could go to parades, so they can watch little fireworks. It makes their little ball. Like, you see those little kids in the go fast car. My dad had a muscle car. I was one of those kids. Except my brother didn't like to go fast and scared. I like to go fast until you suddenly stop when you're wrapped around a tree. My dad had a Monte Carlo. I almost bought one like it, but I didn't want to be like my dad. But I had the experience, so it's about it's about that vibration. I like to keep my vibration nice and low, because when people start racing their vibe and they start matching their outside vibration with the inside of their heart, that frequency inside them, and they're going around packing guns, like, what perception? People are out there looking for trouble everywhere. And they look at me and they think I'm trouble. I'm no trouble. I assure you, I'm no trouble. I can be trouble. I am no trouble. I can be. I don't want to be. Let's just keep it nice and light. Like Mom says, keep it nice and light. But see, I get like, I get Marge. I get this, and I'm trying to just be nice and smiley to everybody. I don't even go out, but like I get ready for when I do go out. We're still being Mercury retrograded. It drove so shitty the other day. I was like, I think what I think is metric when they did the tune up that they gave me, that they fucked up the gaps in the spark plugs. That's what I think. Because they are so, they're like, they suck so bad that once people do something shitty, like, then there's nothing that they won't do. I think it's time to cut this today. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Oh, I took me a minute to figure out that you didn't have it, and then I was like, she just got a new email. So it was yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Just weed out the freaking, you know. Later, bye. It's gonna be a good day. Are you waking up, Mom?
Yes.
You just be nice and light, nice and easy. Maybe I'll walk down to the post office today. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm done yammering. They keep saying how hot and furious and fiery people are, and I guess that's for them. It's not for me, because we've been pretty chill, huh, Mom? Yeah? Are you waking up?
Yes.
That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.